Welcome to a beginner's guide for HPD events. You'll notice on the screen this is the way a lot of track days start out, leaving the house early in the morning in the dark for that long trip to the track. The first time I attended a high-performance driver education event, I found it a little intimidating and also a little overwhelming. Luckily, I had a good friend who was also my first-time instructor to walk me through that first day. Even if you don't have that good friend guiding you, holding your hand on the first day, don't worry, there'll be plenty of people at the track who'll be happy to help you out. Trust me, people at the track love to talk about cars. If this is your first time heading to the track and are looking for a little insight on how to prepare and what to expect, well, that's the reason for this video as a guide. It's not meant to include everything you need to know, and different people can have different opinions about what you should focus on. This is just an overview to get acquainted with some of the procedures. And although this video was made using my understanding of the rules in place for the Porsche Club of America, or PCA as it's known, and more specifically to the Connecticut Valley region, or CVR, you'll find that these same procedures are used by most driver education organizations with some variations. The first step is to make sure your car is properly prepared to handle a day at the track. Are your tires in decent condition? Did you remove all loose items from the interior of your car, such as garage door openers and spare change? And is your trunk empty? Check all your fluids, make sure everything including your battery is secure. You're going to be subjecting your car to more stress than usual. Make sure it is in good shape. The next step is to register for the DE event. CVR requires you to be a PCA member to participate in their DE events and uses the clubregistration.net website. Create an account on the clubregistration.net website and register as an instructed driver. PCA uses colors to indicate the skill levels of the drivers, but when you register on clubregistration.net, you'll either registered as an instructed driver and then later on as a non-instructed or solo driver. In the Connecticut Valley region, the colors used are as follows. Green to indicate a novice driver. Usually you have never been on a track or have little experience and you're always assigned an instructor. Yellow driver is considered a beginner. You've been on the track a number of times but still require instruction. You're always assigned an instructor but may solo during the day. Yellow solo, also known as orange driver, is an advanced beginner. You know the line and feel confident but still need some supervision. Since you are running in an instructed group, instructors are watching from the other cars. The next step up is white, which is considered intermediate. You've mastered the line and understand many of the basics of acceleration, braking, and turning. The step up from that is black, which is advanced. You have mastered the line, acceleration, braking, and turning. You're working on more subtle items like car rotation, late braking, alternative lines. Instructors may run in this group as well. The group after that is red, which is instructors. The next step is to take your car to an improved tech inspector shop. You can find a list of these on PCA regional websites. In the CVR region, and I believe in most other regions, there is either no charge or a minimal charge for a tech inspection. The shop is going to make sure, among other things, that you have enough tread on your tires, that your steering and suspension is in good shape, that you're not leaking any fluid, that your brakes are in good shape, and generally speaking, your car is safe enough to take to the track. The shop will give you a stamped tech form showing that your car is safe, and you must present this form when you go through the tech line in the morning of the event after going through registration. The next step is to learn the track. Nowadays, professional race car drivers rarely show up at the track for the first time on race day without knowing the track. They use expensive simulators. And although most of us don't have access to these sort of simulators, we have the next best thing. Firstly, it's useful to find an in-car video on YouTube showing the track you're about to visit. By watching it over and over, you might be able to create some familiarity with the track and its lines before making your visit. You can also use a video game or the iRacing website to sometimes get an even better idea of the track you're about to visit. iRacing has very realistic characteristics if you have a high-end system. You don't have to try to learn the track beforehand, but in my experience, it makes your day a little bit more enjoyable if you do so. The next thing is to think about things you want to bring to the track. First off is a helmet. CVR does have a few loaner helmets. that they'll loan to you for the track day, so you don't have to make that initial first investment. There are also some inexpensive helmets on the market that do a really good job of protecting you, so if you think you're going to become addicted to the track, this is a good investment. The helmet must be Snell 2005 certified, though that certification is going to change and be enforced starting in late 2015 or early 2016. So if you have an old motorcycle helmet or autocross helmet or just in general an old helmet hanging around your house, it's not enough to just bring that. It has to be Snell 2005 certified. The next stop is you want to make sure you're wearing the appropriate footwear. Boots and running shoes are generally not the best choice, as they'll limit your feel on the pedals. Wrestling boots are good, and so are sneakers with a slimmer sole and smaller side profile. You can also invest in a pair of driving shoes, and they run the gamut from very cheap to extremely expensive. Most tracks have a rule that you cannot walk into the paddock area with open-toed shoes or shorts on. The main idea is that you want to have some good contact with the pedal as you're making your way around the track, and don't want to be wearing clunky shoes that can catch on any of the pedals. In all cases, you must wear long pants. Shorts are not allowed while out on track, and many times you have to wear a long sleeve shirt, although that rule is sometimes relaxed in the summertime. You should also bring items such as suntan lotion, lots of water or other items to drink, and some cash for the snack bar if you're so inclined. Driving in a hot car on a hot day wearing pants and a long sleeve shirt is a good way to sweat a lot. Remember to drink. Most DE events start early in the morning, so unless you're staying at a hotel near the track the night before, chances are you'll be getting up really early. It's a good idea to get a good night's sleep, as you're going to need 100% of your wits about you while on track. And as you could see in the beginning of this video, remember, we're not NASCAR. We do hold events in the rain unless conditions get undrivable, or the occasional March or October snowstorms at Lime Rock. When you arrive at the track, most tracks, but not all, have you sign their own waiver. Some require you to get out of your vehicle, and some, like Lime Rock, have a nice person who walks up to your car with a clipboard allowing you to sign. The next step upon arriving at the track is to go to registration. You'll sign your name on the PCA registration and waiver form and receive a color-coded bracelet to indicate what run group you belong to. CVR will assign your run group, and just about all first-time drivers start off in green. If you're coming in from a different region or track group, it's always a good idea to contact the registrar in advance. Your bracelet is very important to keep on, as you'll have to show your bracelet every time you enter the track to make sure you're going out in the correct run group. You'll also receive a logbook and an instructor feedback card. The instructor will make notes in your logbook to chronicle your skills and items you'll need to work on. At the end of the day, you'll need to turn in the driver's feedback card to let CVR know how you enjoyed your day and how you would rate your instructor. Most days you'll be assigned a work assignment, such as checking for correct run group bracelets at pit in, or making sure cars are released safely at pit out. CVR uses volunteers to stay at various positions throughout the day. Make sure you are on time for your work assignment, as the person you relieve might need to get out on track. Work assignments are a good way to learn how things run and meet new people. Write down the time and location of your work assignment on your schedule, and set an alarm on your phone 15 minutes ahead of time to make sure you're there. Next, you'll need to take your car to the tech line. At the tech line, the workers will make sure you're displaying the car number correctly. Car numbers are normally assigned during the registration process. Some people make numbers out of painter's tape, some use magnetic numbers, which have to be held on with small pieces of painter's tape on the leading edge, otherwise they go flying off while going around the track, and some have permanent graphics on their cars. The tech workers will collect your tech inspection sheet, make sure that your wheels are properly torqued, check for loose items in your car or under your hood, make sure that your seatbelts or harnesses are up to date and that your car appears to be safe to be out on track. You should also speak to someone with experience as to the amount of tire pressure that is appropriate for your car and tires. Running on track causes tires to heat up and expand. You want to make sure you have the appropriate cold tire pressure before you go out on track, and it is a good idea to check your tires immediately after coming off the track. Many times you'll need to bleed some air out of the tires because they inflate as they get warmer. Under or overinflated tires can cause poor performance and excessive tire wear. Your instructor can usually give you some tips. You also want to make sure you have enough fuel in your car. Driving around the track can burn up a lot of fuel, a lot more than just driving around on the street, so make sure to keep an eye on your fuel gauge throughout the day. If you run out of fuel on track, all your fellow drivers will have to come in and a tow truck will have to bring you in. It happens to the best of us, but it is embarrassing, so try not to be that guy or girl. Also, make sure to check the level of all your fluids after each run. Remember that your car will be extremely hot, so use proper care. Never open up a radiator cap when your car is hot. The next item will be the driver's meeting, which is mandatory for everyone. The driver's meeting covers the track rules, how the day will run, passing zones, important messages, and an overview of what the flags mean, and one or two jokes at someone's expense, generally. Dave Vaccaro, who is VP of Driver's Education for CVR, gives a great driver's meeting, and it is worthwhile to listen to it.
Welcome. Glad to see you guys. You're going to have a great time. Hopefully all your kids are through college, you can pay all your bills off. It's a slippery slope from here. And it's a great slope. A few rules I'll go over with first thing this morning, just a couple things. Line Rock, great host for us. Please respect the facility. We're done at the end of the day. Make sure you clean up your mess, whatever you have. If you need anything from them, just go see one of them. They're great. Paddock, speed, 5-10 miles an hour, counterclockwise, okay? When you come into the paddock, into the pits, make sure your safety gear, your helmet, seatbelt, all stay latched until you exit pit lane. Don't release anything here. Out of pit lane, nice and slow, be careful. The next run group may be staging, they might have a Hans device on, they can't see, so if you see them backing up and you assume, don't do that. Stop or people beep the horn, okay? There's no drug or alcohol until after the event. I know you can say the other thing, drugs are your preference, sure. At the end of the event, we do have some light drinks and snacks at the end of the day here. So if you guys want to hang out at the end of the day, we have a cooler full of stuff, so it's nice. No sitting on pit wall. Shorts, open shoes, not allowed over pit lane wall. So if you're having a work assignment, make sure you have a pair of long pants on and a pair of shoes. No sandals, okay? Work assignments are really important. Try not to be late for it, because if you're late, it kind of holds us up and get the next one group out. We need you guys to help out with just that pit in, pit out. If you've never done a pit in, pit out, there will be somebody there with you. We'll explain it to you, or we'll get somebody to explain it to you. It's very simple. After this, we have a meeting upstairs for the green run group, and I'll explain that to you. Joe Gall, you here? Oh, okay. Jimmy Cognetta. Okay, that's not good, that answer. I have this. Oh, okay. Drivers meeting. You got a pit out here? I got two of them. Yeah, you got them both? Okay, just sign. Okay, cool. Mark Lewis? I'm here. Yeah, did you get both of them? 315? 315, okay. Yeah, you love that's a good one, Susan Lee. Anyway, that'll be posted up over here. Radios are over here. So if you go to a workstation and somebody's down there, they should have a radio down there already. One radio each station. Okay? Pretty simple. If it's raining and you have an instructor, both windows are going to be down in the car. It's a safety thing. Okay? Your window and the driver's always down no matter what. But even with the instructor, it's down. If you're a solo driver and you're by yourself and it's raining, you can put your passenger window up as long as nobody's in that seat. Okay? Pay attention when you come down the paddock. If it's a session you're ending and there's cars that we might have accidentally released, cars are crisscrossing, you're going to come down pit lane, come over to the right side, exit over here. So just always heads up. When you exit onto the track, there's a blend line. Every track has a blend line. Don't cross the blend line. Okay? Stay there where you are. If I let you out, consider me a dummy. Don't trust me when I let you out. Still give a look in your mirror, okay? Sometimes it happens and we can miss a car closing speed. Just look where you are. You stay on the inside. If you're the car that's on the track, just get some heads up. Make sure they see you. Passing zones for today. And this is for everybody in this group. Mark Lewis is my sign holder, official.
Otherwise known as being a white hair, so. Yeah.
Okay. So everyone knows what a pass signal is. We were just at Thompson and I had a few people come to me and say, Dave, I'm getting this, I'm getting this. Big signal over the roof for every car. 1, 2. It's a left side pass, it's out the window like that. For pit in, like that. Don't be limp with it, be positive, okay? If you don't want the pass, don't take the pass. It's front straightaway, everyone knows that, it's front straightaway. Passing down the right side, complete it before your turn-in point. If it's a late pass, we're not going to freak out, but make sure it's safe. Make sure both of you understand what's going on. If you do something stupid and silly out there, the corners will pay attention to it, and they'll black flag you. That means you come in. Short shoot, at a big bend before left-hander, left or right side. For those of you who have instructors, your instructors will work with you, show you how to make a pass, how to complete it, when to take a pass, when not to take a pass. So don't let this overload you. No passing in here, no name straight, pass on the right side. Typical mistake we all do is we have a tendency to look at our mirror as we're going down no name straight, and we look at our mirror, we have a tendency to do this as we've given the pass to the person, and it moves us over. And when it moves us over, there's an apex over here, and it pushes that guy over into the grass. So when you go down no name, the track sort of comes back to you. You got to stay tight left, look straight ahead. Don't look in your mirrors when you give the pass. You've given me the pass. I'm going to take the pass if I want it. If I don't want the pass, I'm going to stay behind you, and you'll see me. Passing after the uphill, before West Bend, no passing on the downhill. And that's for all run groups today. Okay. The uphill, for those of you who are new and have instructors, your instructor will be telling you a lot. Get the wheel straight. Get the wheel straight. Make sure the wheel's straight. Get the wheel straight. It's very important the wheel is straight. Okay. Coming down through the downhill, and this is for everybody. If you're going to pit the first green group going out in the morning, your instructors are probably going to drive the first 2 laps. They can just show you the track at a recon. When you pit in, big fist, stay right, pit in. If it's a hot track and you're out there in the black or the white, and you're going to pit in, and Mark is behind you coming down the downhill, let him know you see him, so that he can go out around you in a safe fashion. You know, he knows that you know he's there. Okay. Remember though, as you're coming down to the downhill, if you step out a little bit, there's little marbles out there. So just gingerly go through there, so you slow your rhythm down. Okay. Anybody have any questions on passing?
Did you say passing on no name had to be on the right?
No name has to be on the right.
Okay.
Yes. Yes. It's a safe.
How about the back straight? Is there passing there or no?
Back straight, pass on the right. Same thing there, okay? And this is, it's short, but you can get a couple cars through in there, and this is where it can happen a lot of late, it can be late passing, it's fine. As long as you guys cooperate and coexist out there, that's saying, hey, you know what, I've given you a pass. If you don't want the pass, don't come off the blind side of them, because I don't, you're kind of like both going to slow into the corner. So if you don't want to, just stay right behind the person. If you can give a wave, that's fine, okay? Don't want to see any flashing headlights or anything like that out there. This isn't the Tudor series out there. I don't know what they're doing up there. If for some reason, Mark, you put that down, sorry. Mark, thank you. Mark Lewis, everybody. Good job. So, if you get caught in a train today, a bunch of cars, too many times you'll say, oh, I'm the fast one out there. Yeah, no, we're all fast. We're here to have fun, okay? If you get caught in a train, come in the pits, wait a second, go back out. If you're having a problem with another car and you're not getting a pass signal, we have to create friendships here, and that's what it's all about. You can go up to them and say, hey, Vin, I was behind you for 2 laps, I caught you, why weren't you giving me a pass? I didn't see. I'll look next time. So it's real simple, we're all here to have fun, and sometimes we just get that mist out there, we don't really see what's going on. So passing signals are very important. It makes the event fun, it makes it flow, it's enjoyable. So if you were on the downhill and there's nobody behind you, and you get to turn 1 and Vin's behind you, and you see these orange stripes, right?
No worries.
Orange stripes, that's what's the name? Yeah. Well, you see this big wing in a car behind you, hey, he caught me. And as I exit Big Ben, I'm going to throw him a quick pass, he's not going to miss a beat, he's going to go around me, and we're all good. And now maybe I'll try to keep up with Vin. So that's the fun of this hobby that we do. Okay. If you spin or go off the track, come in the pit lane, see the steward. The steward will be sitting right up, standing over here, I should say. Just make sure you're okay, your car's okay. If you're a little excited, we might ask you just to come in and sit down for a minute and talk about it. If you spin more than twice for the day, and you're a solo driver, we are going to put an instructor or somebody with you just to see what's going on. Maybe you have a problem. Just not focusing on something, maybe Big Ben's kicking your butt or whatever it is. If a black flag is pointing at you, come in. If you go off the track and you get stuck over and it's probably wet out there today, and you get stuck in the grass, sit in the car and wait if you can't get out. If you can get out, get to the flag station, visible until he waves you back on the track or she waves you back on the track. Okay, if you run out of gas on the track, I'm going to hang you. No. Don't run out of gas, okay? Because it screws the whole session up. So make sure, if you go, I got a quarter of a tank, no. Go put some gas in the car. We have premium gas up here. It's very nice gas. It's special gas. So they have pumps, credit card. You put them in there. Yeah, it's special. So please make sure you don't go out, because if you run out of gas, we have a black flag the whole run group. Mike's got to come out with a tow truck, get you off. But that being said, run out of gas, you break down, mechanical failure, you get a flat tire, pull off the line with invisibility of the flag station. Do not get out of your car. Do not release your seatbelt. Sit there and wait for an emergency vehicle to come get you. Okay? Only time it's allowed to get out of the car if the flames are over 2 feet high. That's the only time we're letting know. If it's smoking, it's going to get out in an orderly fashion, get up over the wall. Okay? There's a pull-off if you were to run out of gas, which it's not going to happen, right? Or you have a flat tire right after West Bend, or at a West Bend before the left-hander, there's a pull-off. You can pull off right behind the safety barrier, and we can keep the event running. There's one on the uphill. You can see a little safety barrier. You pull them there. Where else, Frank, you got a pull-off? You know? What? The new uphill. Is there one near West Bend too, or no? Yeah, West Bend.
I think with a big orange cone.
Big orange cone. There you go. Big orange cone. So those are safe areas, and we can keep the event running. So if you have starting to blip, you can pull in that area and be safe. Okay. I'm going to go over some flags with you. For those of you who have data or cameras in the car, we don't want it. Lime Rock doesn't want it. We don't want any GoPros on the outsides of the cars. No cameras mounted to the outside. You can have it in the inside. We're going to allow it in the inside of the car. If you have an instructor with you, and your instructor says, "Hey, Ben, shut the camera off or shut your data off," don't give him a hard time. Shut it off. He or she has his reasons for that. Okay. Some don't think it's beneficial at a beginner's level to need that. Some don't want to be on a tape recorder while they're instructing you. So please oblige by that for them. So no cameras on the outside of the car. We'll do flags real quick. The start finishes at the tower for everyone that's new. And John's charged there, right? John's here?
Well, John's here.
John's here. We don't know if John's going to be up there or not. So for the first session of every run group today, right, for the first lap, you'll see a yellow flag out there, okay? No passing. This is just to get comfortable in the car, get brakes, get your tires warmed up, feel comfortable out there, okay? If you see this yellow flag as you're coming into turn one and it's just out of position like this, they're more than likely is somebody just spun, or they might brought some debris back on the track, get back on, but heads up to it, don't slam on the brakes, slow down in an orderly fashion, go through the turn, see what's on, get some recon, and you may get through and you get over to the no name and there's no more flag. Okay, so it may just be there. If you see this, take notice, okay? Find your safe zones. Remember, if Vin's right behind me, I'm not going to stand on the brakes when I see this because he may not have seen this flag yet, okay? Whenever the yellow flag's out, there's no passing under yellow flag, okay? As soon as it goes hot, they'll put the green flag up at start finish.
Did you say the first session only, Dave?
Yeah, I think we'll just do the first session. Unless it gets really wet out there today or something like that, we may do just to give you some heads up. But always, regardless, even if the yellow flag's not out and you go off your next session, your third session, your fourth session, take it slow until you get your tires warmed up and your brakes. Don't go out bonsaiing out there, okay? Green will be held only at the start-finish line. Slow-moving vehicle, I believe, yeah, right? So this could be a car that has a mechanical problem out there. You won't see it typically in the run group just as a general sort of stomach, which may be slow. You're not going to see that. You'll see it on the side. But this is if there's a mechanical problem out there. We may use it in case there's an emergency vehicle on the track, but very rarely do we have an emergency vehicle at the same time as us on the track. So if you see this, it could be just somebody's coming in turn one. Go, take notice to it though. Okay, slow moving. God, man, I got to prove that's a school mistake. Slippery flag, right? Yeah. Debris. Okay. So, and you'll hear some people do a flag top. It could be a wood chuck on the track that's dead or parked out there. It could be a car park. Could be gravel back on the track. Could be oil. If you see it, take notice to it. Find out where the problem may be. And if you don't see it visually, then it could be some oil or something on the track. If it's bad, we'll have the safety crews come out and they'll put some speedy training. If you see this, just take notice to what's out there. Not unusual at Lime Rock to see animals once in a while on the track. If you do see them, they don't mesh with the front of a Porsche. Black flag, if it's pointing at you, that means you did something. something wrong, or you may have a door open. If you do have something that we can fix without you coming in, meaning your window's not down, they'll hold it on the downhill, they'll hold the sign out. They'll say 246, 355, 811, whatever it is. And you say, oh, you know, they may write on there, door. You may want to come to the pits to close your door. But that does happen. So if you see this at all stations, though, all cars come in an orderly fashion, not 10 miles an hour, but all come into the track. When we have our cool down lap after the checker flag's on, the same thing. Don't come right back into don't come in at 10 miles an hour. We want to get off the track in an orderly fashion at a cool down lap speed until we get the next one group out. So if green's ready to go, we don't want to wait 5 minutes to get everyone off the track. Everyone knows black flag? Good. This flag we don't ever want to see on the track. Red flag is complete stop of the course. Course stoppage. Either way, right? So it could be a car obstructing the track. It could be any number of things. If you see this flag, check your mirrors, slow down, pull offline with invisibility of a flag station. Wait until the flagger notifies you on what to do. Okay? Red flag. We don't ever want to see it. And this one here, you'll see it. Don't get frustrated. The green run group, they will use it. They'll use it a lot. And this means that there's faster traffic behind you. Look in your mirrors. For those of you who have instructors, that's what we're there for. Your instructor will probably take your mirror and say, hey, listen, I'll look for the cars, concentrate on driving and me instructing you. Okay, so don't let it get overloaded, but this is what this is for. Don't get frustrated if you come around and you see and you say, oh God, I just passed that guy. They're just doing what is best out there, and they're a great bunch of people out there. So if you see that, check your mirrors, okay? I hate getting the call from people when they say, hey, so-and-so didn't give me a pass, this one didn't give me a pass. And I say, just go talk. It's important that you guys get a rapport with each other. You're in the same run group, and once you get a friend to drive with, it's even more fun. And this means you all win. We all take home the prize money. We're all going to go home. So when you see a checker flag, if you get in a pass signal at the time of the checker flag, feel free to take the pass if you like, complete the pass. Session's over, our cool down lap starts. And the cool down lap is, as I said, if you were doing 100 miles an hour, go down to 70 miles an hour. Okay? And it sounds like it's fast, but on the track it's not. Do I have any questions from anybody, or did I miss anything? Our insurance certificate's on the wall over there. Short sleeves are fine. Long pants are mandatory. Okay? Wear a cotton shirt. Really don't want to wear something stupid like I have with all this plastic on it because it does stick to you in case of an emergency. But cotton is good. Any questions? What do you got, Dan?
Derek Brown. Yeah. You need to go up and see the registrar, please. Okay. At the end of the meeting.
Any questions, anybody? Remember, Lime Rock is our home track. Our friends here, our family, so make sure you respect their place. When you're done at the end of the day, clean up when you're all done. At the end of the day, we do have drinks, as I said. Have a great day. You're here to enjoy yourselves. But if you do have a problem, come see me. I'll make sure we take care of it. Enjoy yourselves. Have fun.
Actually getting on track now. If you look at the back of the driving schedule that you received at registration, it normally has a list of names, car types, and car numbers on the back. You can seek out your instructor so that he or she doesn't have to go looking for you. You should also make arrangements whether your instructor will meet you at your car before each run, or if you'll pick them up at the pit wall or where they're parked in the paddock. Until you have been signed off as a solo driver, you are not permitted to drive on track by yourself. You should also remember that the instructors are all volunteers. They are not getting paid. In most regions, the only benefit they receive is reduced cost or free track time. Most instructors and most drivers in general are more than happy to speak with you after your run, give you pointers. Just remember that they want to get out on track as well. Depending on the track, the cars will assemble either on the false grid or grid prior to going out on track. Both locations will be pointed out at the driver's meeting or by your instructor, as the procedures can vary from track to track. Before heading out on the track, you'll also need to show the worker at pit in your wristband to make sure you are in the correct run group. As you proceed onto the grid, keep aware as cars can be coming into pits from the track. When the green flag is given, the pit out workers will signal for the cars to start their time on track. As you proceed off the grid onto the track, it is important to stay inside of the blend line. The blend line is usually a solid white or yellow line which separates the drivers coming out of the pits from the rest of the track. Some drivers hit the track and immediately want to fan out onto the track so that they can get a better line into the first turn. Even if you're the first person on track, this is a dangerous habit to get into. If you ignore the blend line on a hot track, you can wind up causing a collision. Also, pretty much always stay inside the blend line and try to take your first turn right. For the first lap, the yellow flag will be displayed, meaning that there is no passing. Look for a green flag after the first or second lap to indicate that passing is allowed. As you drive around the track, your instructor will be speaking with you through a headset. The instructor will probably point out cones positioned around the track to indicate braking points and turn-in, apex, and turnout points on the various turns. It is also important to look at flag stations as you go by. Flaggers can provide important information regarding track conditions. There could be a car off track up ahead or a woodchuck. Pay attention to flaggers. A common mistake made by many new drivers and even more experienced drivers is to follow the line of the car in front of you. Many times you'll hear an instructor say, "Drive your line." The instructor is telling you to drive the proper line on the track as opposed to the car in front of you, which generally is not. It is also important to keep your eyes up. You want to keep your eyes ahead of the track to see where you want to go instead of looking right in front of your car to see where you are. As you go faster on the track, keeping your eyes up will become even more important as the car tends to go where you look. In order to stay safely on the track, you want to look where you need to go. As you drive around the track, it is important to check your rear view mirrors for faster cars. If a car has been behind you for more than a couple of turns, you should probably consider letting them get by with a point by. Put your hand out the window and use a clear pointing movement to indicate that a car can pass. If there is more than one car you are letting by, make sure to give a point by for each car. In the beginning, your instructor is going to be in the car with you and taking a look in the rearview mirrors and will help you with this process initially. Sometimes it can be frustrating if a person in front of you is not giving you a point by signal to pass them. Instead of letting red mist set in, which is a term to describe a heightened feeling of annoyance while on track, it's a good idea to pit in and tell the pit out workers that you're looking for a clear track. They'll try to send you out in an area where there's less traffic. This is supposed to be fun, so there's no need to get frustrated. This is not racing, and there's no first place. The idea is to work on your driving skills. When pitting in, it's important to signal to the cars in back of you that you're doing so. The signal is to make a fist with your hand and hold it up and out of the window. Do not rapidly decelerate on track, as this can cause an accident. Stay as far to the inside of the track toward the pit in as possible and decelerate smoothly. Remember to observe pit speed limits. Normally your instructor will debrief you immediately after you drive, unless he or she is due out on the track. Listen to what your instructor has to say. They're a great resource in trying to help you. Make sure to have them notate your logbook before the day is over. The three most important things to remember the first day is to be safe, listen to your instructor, and have fun. I hope you found this video helpful, and see you at the track.